Hi, welcome. My name is AndreaProeber. I'm with Great Expectations Realty. And this is Ocala. Well, more or less. I had to go raid the office supply closet from Kathy so that I can actually show you all of the developments that have been happening in Ocala lately. So a lot of you have been asking about like where the World Equestrian Center is coming in, where are all the jobs coming in from like all of the distribution centers and stuff we've gotten. So as promised on the YouTube comments, I would actually show my favorite thing in this entire office, this map. It's actually my husband's map, so I can't actually do permanent marker on it, but I got some post-it notes, so I'm going to show you exactly where this stuff is coming in and kind of show you a little bit more about Ocala and Marion County. So without further ado, as you can tell, it's huge. Marion County is massive. It is so huge. The city of Ocala itself is actually not that big. So obviously because we're rural, I mean, honestly, we really are. To me, it seems like a big town, especially if you're coming from a small town, like we're talking like, you know, a couple thousand people or something. But you know, for people coming from like Miami or Orlando or larger cities up north, yeah, you guys come down here and you're like, well, that's a lot of cows. That's not the same. So we do have, you know, like we have the World Equestrian Center, we have Silver Springs, we have downtown on the square, we have an indoor mall, we have an outdoor mall. We have a lot of stuff here and definitely lots of jobs available. We have hospitals, we have a college, we have all of this stuff. But if you're looking for like massive metropolis and, you know, crazy traffic and, you know, there's something to do 24 hours a day, that's not us. Like this city kind of closes down at like 10 p.m. Like we don't go out. So it really kind of depends on what you want. If you're looking for, you know, a huge nightlife and stuff, maybe downtown on the square, but again, it's not going to be like an all night thing. Okay. So just giving you that heads up. All right. So to explain Marion County in all of its glory. Okay, so you see where this big 40 is right here? I don't know. Okay, best thing to do, go grab yourselves a map, pull it up on Google, because finding an Ocala map is actually really hard. So pull it up on Google and you can kind of follow along with me. Feel free to pause as we go. But if you find 40, it kind of runs like kind of right down the center. That is basically the center of Ocala. Technically, what separates north from south in Marion County is actually a road just underneath that called Fort King. And that was actually the original road. That was the fort back in like way back in the day in like 1800s, I think, 1700s. It was like way back there. Anyway, Fort King was actually the fort. And they do have a fort that they have built as a replica on Fort King, kind of down by downtown. It's a historic Fort King. It's a national historic monument, basically. So they have this over there. I have not gone there yet, which is probably why I cannot remember when exactly the fort was, but anyway. Okay, I think 1700s. So that is Fort King. It runs really close to 40 though. So, and 40 is Highway 40. It's also called East Silver Springs Boulevard over here, West Silver Springs Boulevard over there. So yeah, we always give all of our streets here like 3 names. So if you're confused, don't worry, so are we. The street that runs down that actually separates east from west is actually not 301 441, which would make sense. No, it's actually Magnolia. So Magnolia right here is actually where downtown on the square, that is literally right there at the square, that is the middle of the county. That is the middle of everything. So that's where the courthouse is. That's where Harry's is. That's where Bank Street is. All these restaurants. I'm naming off all these restaurants that you have no idea. But anyway, that's where all that is. There's billiards you can do. There's dancing you can do. There's a square there. It's really pretty. There's a big, huge new hotel with a balcony overlooking the square. It's really pretty. So, okay. So that is downtown on the square. So you got East Fort King right here, West Fort King going this way, Magnolia, dead center, and then you got just north of East Fort King is 40. Okay, so basically it runs right down the center right down the center. Okay, so that is literally dead center. I really, really want to mark up this map, and my husband will kill me, so no. Anyway, that's dead center. What you're going to find is obviously all of this in the yellow is more of, you know, it's got like the historic district over here. Beautiful, beautiful Queen Anne Revival homes. They're absolutely gorgeous. That's over there. It's got Tuscaloosa Park. There's some condos and townhouses coming in down there. Really excited about that, not gonna lie. But more metropolitan over here. You know, lots of suburbs, lots of, you know, stuff going on. Going up north of town, if you're going on, there's I-75 that goes ripping right through. You can actually see it right from there, right? This is I-75. It goes all the way down to Miami and all the way up to Michigan. So I-75 is a really big deal to have here in town. And if you actually see, there's like a blank space right here. That's where those distribution centers are at. We actually got an Amazon distribution center that opened up during quarantine. Amazon didn't stop. In fact, they got busier. So we have a Chewy, Amazon, FedEx distribution center, and AutoZone. I think it's something else and I'm forgetting it, but that's where a lot of the jobs that are coming in are at, is this section right up here. So it's just off of I-75, okay? So keep in mind, anything outside of the yellow, and I've had some people ask this before, anything outside of the yellow, anything in the white area is all going to be USDA eligible. So that means zero money down, and that's not like some bank trying to scam you. It's an actual government program to try and help the rural development, so residential houses outside of the cities, to encourage more growth outside of the cities. So it's actually USDA rural development. You can look it up. Everybody knows, anybody that knows anything with financing will know about USDA loans. Unless they've only done business in a city, in which case maybe not. But anybody over here, I don't know a single lender that doesn't do USDA loans, because majority of our area is USDA eligible. So we have a lot of USDA loans that go on. But yeah, that qualifies for USDA loans. So anything inside the yellow, you can still do FHA and conventional, VA, anything like that. But you have all of those options outside, plus you have the option of USDA, which is pretty cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put Chewy, FedEx, etc. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take that, and we're gonna pop it right where that is. Ta-da! Okay, I got a ta-da in there. Okay, so now you know why I needed the Post-it notes. I'm gonna leave them up there because like some of my agents are like, wait, where was it exactly? So yeah, we're gonna leave that up there. Okay, so everything up north of that, you can see it gets really, really light colored up there and not a whole lot of anything else. That's because it is extremely rural. The more you get outside of, you know, town proper here, that is where you're gonna go into miles and miles, not acres, miles of horse farms and regular farms and olive grove farms, and you name it, there's farms. One of the biggest industries in Florida. Everybody says cattle and they're like, oh, Texas. No, we have a huge thriving cattle industry in Florida. We have some fantastic grass that grows year round. Of course we have cattle down here, but it's gonna be more middle of the state, not so much over by the beaches. So going down middle of the state, like Ocala, that's where you're gonna find a lot of the horse farms and cattle farms and regular producing farms. So you name it, we've got it. Okay, that's all up in that section, okay? Lots and lots and lots of miles and miles and miles of horse farms especially. That's what Ocala is known for, because we have grass that's very similar to the bluegrass that's up in Kentucky. There's something in the ground that, you know, grows that grass, and that's why Ocala is actually famous for horses. So lots of quizzes and unknown facts. All right. The other thing that has come in that I'm sure you guys have seen my video on, hopefully you've seen my video on, I'm so excited about, is the World Equestrian Center. The World Equestrian Center is amazing, is absolutely gorgeous, and it is also not acres, it is miles. It is huge. Like, it is impossible for me to even explain how huge this thing is. So definitely want you to take a look. If you come through town and you only have like one day to look at something, I would say go to the World Equestrian Center because it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing, and it is free. And you guys know I am a super saver. If there's a deal, I'm gonna do it. To go and see amazing horse shows and all of this really cool stuff, and they don't even charge you for parking right now. Do it while you can. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put World Equestrian Center on the map because that is also a fantastic opportunity to work. Do you know what they're doing with some of their employees right now? They are importing them from elsewhere. They're actually putting them up in hotels just to be able to get these employees over that they need at the World Equestrian Center. So where am I? Golden Hills, Ocala, so that's there-ish, okay? You guys are like, okay, she's nuts. She's totally lost it. Okay, so now I want to show you the bottom down here. See how there's like this big rectangle right in the middle of this subdivision down here called Marion Oaks. Okay, Marion Oaks is massive. Okay, you guys are like, oh, show me Marion Oaks. I'm like, oh, how much time you got? It is a huge, huge subdivision. It is honestly, I mean, if you look at it, it is almost the size of Ocala. It is huge. Thousands upon thousands of houses out there. And it's just, I mean, it's just massive. They've got like a golf course out there. They've got anything from like a tiny 2-bedroom starter home from like built in the 70s to a big massive home on acreage over by the golf course that's like, you know, really high end. It's everything in between. There is no way to say, oh, that's a Marion Oaks house. No. The only thing they do not have is mobile homes. They do not allow mobile homes in Marion Oaks. So just a heads up on that. But anyway, as I was going back to this rectangle right here used to be a farmer. It was a holdout. He didn't want to go into development like of his farm, his family farm, whatever. So Marion Oaks literally developed all around it. And then there was like all the way down. And then there's like this holdout weird blank spot in the middle. Last year he sold out. He sold it. He totally sold it. It's no longer a farm. Now it is a massive industrial park. Like, I mean, if you're gonna sell, you're gonna sell big, right? I was just coughing just to let you know. That's why my eyes are watering. But okay, so they've turned it into this industrial park, and it's like huge. The first company that put in a distribution center there is Dollar Tree, because this is just off of I-75 right here. This, like, see, I-75 goes all the way through. So you can jump on 484 and go right to I-75. And that's like a huge thing for these distribution centers. They want to be able to get access to I-75. Well, Dollar Tree and Dollar General, I guess it's the same company, I'm not sure. Anyway, they have built their largest distribution center in the world there. I mean, wow. So that literally just opened up. This is, I mean, some of the stuff I'm telling you is like, we've been talking about it for a while, but that's because it was being built. Now it's actually done, and there's actually people working there, and it's just huge. And they're actually building more, and then that's only the first in the industrial park. There's actually several more companies coming in. So that's going to be huge amounts of jobs over there, and is right there right now. So we're going to go ahead and take my handy dandy little post-it note, and I'm going to put Dollar Tree plus, and then a question mark. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and stick down there. Okay, so there we go. Okay, now if you can see, there's like this weird blank space right in the middle here. And you're like, oh, what's that gonna be? You know, what are they developing that? We're not. That's actually the Cross Florida Greenway. And if you've ever actually looked into it, it's really cool. Okay, it goes actually kind of by my house. I love it. It actually goes, and you can actually see this blank area that travels up. There's this weird cut. It's like somebody took a swath right out of the county, and it goes up and over. And it even crosses I-75. And what that is somebody came up with the idea to walk from one side of the state all the way to the other side of the state and be able to do that. So there's like campgrounds and parks and stuff off of it like crazy. There's portions that you can ride your horse or do ATV or bike riding or whatever, but you can legitimately walk from one side of Florida all the way to the other side of Florida, and it's being developed and everything into this beautiful park. So all the way across. And even on I-75, when you go down I-75, I don't know if you've ever noticed this or not, but there is actually a bridge kind of, and there's like, you know, it doesn't have an exit or entrance or anything like that. It's just this bridge. And there's like kind of greenery and stuff on there. There's like bushes and trees, and you're like, what on earth? That is actually how you get across I-75 walking, is they actually have a bridge specifically for those that are walking across from one side of the park to the other. So it's really, really, really cool. One of these days I'll go and get a picture or a video of that for you, okay? All right, it's like all these ideas come to me while I'm doing something else. I know. Anyway, but that is the Cross Florida Greenway, and it cuts right through. And it goes up into the Ocala National Forest. This big green swath over here, that is the Ocala National Forest. It looks like it's really small on this map because the map is huge, but it's actually like miles and miles and miles of trees in the national forest. Okay, so this is actually a national forest. You can go camping out there, you can go kayaking, you can do all sorts of stuff. I actually wanted to go last weekend camping out there with my family, but it was gonna rain, so yeah, because I like doing the tent camping. My husband prefers cabins, but whatever. So you can do like, you know, hours and hours of kayaking in there and camping, and you can rent ATVs in there if you want. You can go horseback riding. It is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. The trees are amazing. It's great. Okay. 40, going back up to 40 here, is how you actually get to the beach for us. The closest beach for us would probably be Ormond Beach if you're gonna go all the way to the ocean. So we're gonna go out 40, and you just keep going out 40, because guess where where Highway 40 ends? Ormond Beach. Literally, you can drive right onto the beach and park right there. That is where Highway 40 ends. So it goes swooping right through and goes right over to Ormond Beach. And there's showers, and I happen to really love that beach because to the right is where the parking is, and then to the left is where the natural beach is. So you can go over there. A natural beach means nobody can drive on it, so I can actually, like, you know, lay out and not worry about getting run over, which I appreciate very much. So you know, I kind of blend in with the sand, you know, it's just not a good, you know, no, just anyway. So going through I-40, you can go straight to Ormond. It takes about, I would say about an hour and 15 minutes, maybe an hour and 20 minutes, depending on if it's me driving or my husband driving. And just, you can park right on the beach, and there you go. What else? We've got the World Equestrian Center, we've got the Dollar Tree Distribution Center, Chewy, FedEx. Let me explain where Denellen is. Everybody's like, where is Denellen at? Where is your new office at? Because we have the one here, which is in Ocala, and we are right over by the mall-ish. This is 200. And 200 is the busiest road in Ocala, in Marion County. It is super, super, super busy. 200, if you go out 200 and then hang a right on 484, which also goes through Marion Oaks and then circles around, it will actually take you out to Denellen. So take 200 down, take a right, and it's literally, Denellen is, well, off the map here. In fact, it's actually up here. It's got like this little side thing because Marion County is so big it came off the map. Okay, it's huge. It's huge. So Denellen is actually part of Marion County, and it actually goes over here. So you can kind of see this is the Denellen Municipal Airport, which no, I don't know if anybody actually uses, but that is right there. And that's, so it's actually over here is where our office is. Our office is off the map. I don't know, I've heard of off the charts, but we're off the map. Okay, so that is basically Marion County-ish. This area over here is kind of weird funnel shape over here. That's Silver Spring Shores. not to be confused with Silver Springs, which is up here. Down here is Silver Spring Shores. I don't know why it's called that. I'm sure I should look it up, but you know, I actually used to live there and I still don't know why it's called that. But anyway, it also has the swath of Greenway taken out of it, but this is all Silver Spring Shores right here. You can kind of see it written on the map right there, Silver Spring Shores. So that's thousands and thousands of houses. It's a very similar development to Marion Oaks. In fact, they both started right about the same time. So not many, if any, mobile homes or manufactured homes in that area either. They're mostly all concrete block, some frame homes, but primarily concrete block. Very similar in those two. Another one, which is off the map because it does dip into Citrus County. It's on the other side of Denellen. It's called Citrus Springs. So I'm going to say the 3 communities, neighborhoods, developments, whatever you want to call them, that are the most similar are Silver Spring Shores, Marion Oaks, and just on the other side off the map is Citrus Springs. Very similar price range, amenities, everything. And I say amenities because each one of those locations has a community center that is awesome. I happen to be a little bit more in favor of Silver Spring Shores Community Center just because they have a pool. In fact, not just one, 2 pools. One is for adults only and one is for adults and kids, and the ones, it's heated. So they're both outdoor pools. They're super, super, super nice. They have a fitness center that's amazing. It's really good. So I do like that better, and I also like the shopping over there. If I had to go with that, I would say because Silver Spring Shores has a Walmart, it has a Publix, it has Aldi. It has an Aldi over there. Now, that being said, this huge, massive area right here of Marion Oaks, 1 Winn-Dixie. Okay, 1 Winn-Dixie. That's it. Now, it's not like you're out in the middle of nowhere. You just go up 484 and 200. Right here is a huge, massive Walmart, and there's a bazillion shopping up on 200. But for me, I like having it like right there, okay? I don't want to have to go across town in order to get into a Walmart or whatever. So that's kind of nice. Citrus Springs, same thing. You can go to the Denellen, Walmart, the Publix, everything that's right there, literally 4 or 5 minutes up the road, and there you go. You've got Walmart and, civilization. Not to say that Walmart counts as civilization, but it helps give a marker. Yeah, so we're gonna go with that. I would say probably the closest one to a Starbucks. It used to be Marion Oaks, but now Silver Spring Shores, they have a Starbucks that came just outside of their actual community. It's up here on Marion. So, gonna have to say Silver Spring Shores for the win on that one. Does that mean I'm going to say Silver Spring Shores is like the best neighborhood to live in? It just depends, because it's also way far away from I-75. So if you're needing to go on I-75, Marion Oaks is going to be the better one. So honestly, just let me know what you want to do or what you need it for, and I will literally say, I know exactly where to put you. You're going to be happiest with this. So just, let me work that out with you. Okay. If you're looking for a 55 plus community, there are a couple in the county spread out, but by far the most of them are over here. Okay, so it's north of the Greenway swath. So there's Marion Oaks, there's the Greenway swath, and then there are some houses that are open to all ages, but by and large, the 55 plus communities are over there. So there's On Top of the World over there, there's Cherrywood, there's Oak Run, there is Pine Run, there's Palm Cay. I'm sure I'm forgetting a few of them. There's a whole bunch of 55 plus communities. Some of them are gated, some of them aren't, some of them are concrete block houses primarily, some of them have a golf course, some of them have pool. There are so many different 55 plus communities in that area. Again, just let me know what you want, and I'll be like, okay, I know the communities, let me show you what we got. One that I really like is a new one called JB Ranch. It does not have the golf course or anything like that at this point. It's just a smaller community, but it's newer houses done by D.R. Horton. It does have a pool. It's a fantastic pool. But the HOA fees are really pretty low, so I do like it for that. Another one is, you know, On Top of the World. I love On Top of the World because it has so many different amenities, has different kinds of houses, huge houses versus, you know, little condos and stuff, and it's all in there, and it has so many amenities. I mean, so much. But if you're looking for a whole slew of amenities, keep in mind those HOA fees are going to be high, and in On Top of the World, they are high. So definitely keep that thought in mind, okay? So anyway, but I just kind of wanted to show you where this new stuff is coming in. I've definitely shown you the map before and kind of what's going on and stuff, but I did kind of want to show you just what I'm talking about, because it really is kind of confusing. I would have to say, if you're moving to Florida, figure out where you're going to work and then kind of go from there. Because if you are working maybe over at the hospital, over, I don't know, maybe this hospital, because we have a couple of different hospitals, just a heads up. But let's say you're the one that's kind of, you know, near downtown on the square. There's a big, huge hospital over there, Advent. Let's say you're working there. Well, that kind of opens up pretty much everything to you, because you could live in any quadrant. This is literally, it's quadrants, okay? So you either live in the southwest or the southeast or the northeast, the northwest, and everybody kind of sticks to their quadrant. It's true, we totally do. So like, you know, because you get used to your Publix and your, you know, Walmart and stuff, and there's a Walmart in every quadrant, I swear, it's hilarious. And then we kind of all meet in the middle over on 200 for anything. It's the craziest thing. But everybody has their favorite quadrant and they stick there and they know everybody there, and your kids go to school there. So it's almost like there's 5 cities, honestly, maybe 6 if you count Denellen really, and maybe Summerfield or Bellevue, I don't know. At least 6 cities. There is City of Ocala, and then there's Southeast, and then there's Southwest, and then there's Northeast and Northwest, and then there's Denellen, and then there's like Summerfield, which is basically the Villages North. You don't have all of the HOAs and stuff like that, but you do have, it's basically the same. Maybe Ocala, because that's a little bit out there too. But anyway, Summerfield is the divide